What we're going to do today is we're going to start working this center tunnel. This is the center tunnel. What rides on top of it is obviously the shifter, we have the emergency brake, and we have a lot of wiring that bolts to it. Underneath it, it serves as a conduit for hot water that runs from the engine to the radiator, comes back as cool water, power steering lines, the oil lines, and the hydraulic lines come through this here for the clutch. We can replace this if we had to. We're going to try to save this. So what we're going to do is work on this a lot today. We'll see how it goes. This is one of the airbag computers. That will come out. Okay, we got 2 more grounds. Get everything out of here and we're going to go to town. What I think we'll do here is, when you're pulling, I'm going to get blocks of wood and start working these areas right here. Okay, I'm going to give it a little tap. You know what? Release it. Release it. I'm going to cut a little bit of the stress out of there. We're working the floor, cutting out as we go, and what we're going to start doing now is working the rear bulkhead, which is the main structural member between the engine and the passenger compartment. These bi-blades, you can straighten them, you can bend them, you can curve them around corners. Okay. We'll just pull it apart here. Yeah. What we're going to do is we're going to take off the lateral here. Actually, longitudinal. I can never pronounce that word. Longitudinal. Longitudinal. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to cut this out. We're going to access this whole area so we can grab this without anything pushing against it. Okay, go ahead and push it down so I can access the bottom part. Touch your fingers. There we go.
We have one more somewhere holding this on here.
Okay. Yep. There's actually 2 of them. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and pop this tank. Just got to find a drain, if possible. If not, you know, as soon as you take that thing off, you got to plug it. Otherwise, you got a 1.5 quart coming up your sleeves, in your armpits.
What is that fuel tank made of?
That is going to be steel, sheet steel. I wasn't planning on taking the tanks out till next week. But part of pulling all this is accessing that corner and the tanks and the fuel equalizing pipe that runs between the left tank and the right tank. And I don't know how much fuel is in here. You got to be careful the way it comes out for a couple reasons. The easiest is just, I've gotten tired since I was a kid of having fuel going down my neck and stuff. But of course then you have fire and everything else. So you have to be real careful when you're taking out the fuel here. We got to disconnect everything up on top. We got to open up the top, disconnect, unplug the sensors that sits on the top. There's actually an access panel on top of this here. So, and I've already unscrewed it. We can actually get to it by lifting the top up. That should be it right there. Well, you know what happened? Somebody already drained the fuel. Perfect. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so in order of assembly, gas tank first, then engine. Well, I'll write that down, okay? 1 gas tank, 2 engine. Okay. 1 tank. Okay. This is a learning experience. This car got hit so hard low that it shoved the floorboard and everything over to the right, but it was such a sudden impact that the top stayed where it was supposed to be. And it created what we call a vertical diamond in the rear bulkhead. Imagine that what we have here is a rectangle on the back here, and what's happened, it turned into a diamond. And what we're doing right now is we're working this area and pulling it out and trying to get this here roll bar over about 2 inches, everything with it. The problem we ran into is that the top is walking over with it. It's so stiff. So what we're doing is we're getting another one of these rams from Car Bench. Next week, we're going to hook it up on that side, hold the top on the right side, pull the bottom over. That will do the trick there. Day 6, we're going to start working on that. So into day 5, we've got into the frame, we've pulled the back bulkhead somewhat, we've cut a lot of the floor away, we've run into some difficulties, we found some things that are actually a lot easier than we thought they'd be. So all in all, it was a good day. Next week, we're going to trim it out, and we're going to go from there. So until next week.